your background or use a decent one by ensuring that your room or chosen background does not have distracting features.
ang pambanting awit ng Pilipinas. Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
وقدر فهدى وأعطى كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى يا من أضحك وأبكى وأمات وأحيا وأسعد وأشقى وأوجد وأبلى ورفع وخفض وأعز وأذل وأعطى ومنع ورفع ووضع سبحان من شق البحار وأجرى الأنهار وكور النهار على الليل والليل على النهار يا من هدى وكور النهار على الليل والليل على النهار يا من هدى من ضلالة وأنذر جهالة وأنار الأبصار وأحيا الضمائر والأفكار اللهم وفقنا لهداك واجعل عملنا في رضاك اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين يا رب العالمين.
And the Lord over all the earth and beyond. We pray, O God, for your mercy and forgiveness, especially in times when we forget about you and fail to follow. O God, we thank you for coming into our lives and remind us that there is always hope for those who pray and believe. For all that we have, our plans, our work, our families,
I want to see
friends, and even
a
those
song of love that with one voice, with one
it's a
song,
wonderful
we
and
can
education.
sing
Teach us to serve
together
other people without counting the cost. Teach us to humble ourselves in the name
Make
of
us
service and serve others
belong.
above our personal interests.
If
And
we
help us to
fall,
be
help us build, always
especially our
undivided.
leaders.
Love is the key.
Guide
each are one bread, one body, one people. United we stand, divided we fall. If we put our trust in the Lord, there'll be melody, love and harmony in every call. Just to pray, Lord, every day. Show us the way, help us feel your loving kindness. Love is the key in unity. Let's share His love with another. Each are one bread, one body, one people. United we stand, divided we fall. If we put our trust in the Lord, there'll be melody, love and harmony in every heart. There'll be melody, love and harmony in every heart. One bread, one body, one people. United we stand, divided we fall. If we put our trust in the Lord, there'll be melody, love and harmony in every. There'll be melody, love and harmony in every heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Daniel. Can I be heard, sir? All right. So my respect to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Edelberto Leones Oplinarias, SO5, our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Rosemary Tolod Macesar, to our CID chief, Dr. Maria Eva Sayre Edon, our SGOD chief, Dr. Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin, education program supervisors, public schools district supervisors, SGOD, CID, and OSDS personnel, school administrators, Brigada Pagbasa coordinators, stakeholders, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all of us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. It is the goal of the Department of Education to drive all the way to reach our learners and make them read. The Brigada Pagbasa is an initiative of DepEd which aims to cultivate a culture of reading among learners and help those who need further assistance in developing their literacy and numeracy skills amid this pandemic. This project is in line with the 4B's initiative, Bawat Bata Bumabasa, Bumibilang, at Sumusulat, which aims to fortify the capability of our students and help children develop a genuine love for reading. And of course, we strive to do more in order to enhance our learners' linguistic proficiency. We are hopeful that our partners, our stakeholders, will continue to work hand in hand with us in reaching out to our learners, focusing more on non-readers and struggling readers. So in behalf of the School Governance and Operations Division Chief Education Supervisor, Dr. Maria Carmela Tumpong Ablin, I would like to welcome all of you to this virtual local stakeholders convergence for Brigada Pagbasa and extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who have always been very supportive in our aspirations and goals in shaping the lives of our learners. Let us all remember that what we are doing now shape the future of our province and eventually our country. God bless us all and have a great day. Maayong buntag ka natong tanan. Thank you, Sir Dan.
Grabe. Ex naman ang tutuloy mo gahapon din. PM ko na po nimo. Kapag itong sa bar. Okay.
This year's Brigada Eskwela focused on strengthening partnership activities and stakeholders' engagement that complement depth and efforts to ensure quality-based education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The activities include the collaboration for safe living and to address social issues and concerns in schools, at home, and in the community. Hence, our goal is to intensify the implementation of the Brigada Pagbasa program to improve the literacy and numeracy of our learners through the help of our internal and external stakeholders. Brigada Pagbasa program brings all policymakers and other stakeholders across all sectors from international and local agencies and organizations to form collaborations in order to help all learners to read and become functionally literate. Literacy refers to the ability to identify, understand, interpret, create, compute, and communicate using visual, audible, and digital materials across disciplines and in any context. Aligned with literacy is the ability to read, write, communicate, and interact with other people for the purpose of knowing something worth remembering. The Department of Education has initiated and funded several programs and activities that cater the needs and demands of the 21st century diverse learners. The importance of reading literacy is truly commendable. It is worth to note that through literacy, one is empowered to interact in a community and to visualize one's work as an individual who can contribute in sustainable development of the society. To harness learners' reading ability, serves as a great challenge to all schools, school heads, most especially to the teachers, being the classroom managers and facilitators of learning. It is important for the teachers to pursue their initiative in teaching reading. They should never give up on guiding and inspiring the learners to embrace reading during their formative years to uplift them from the quagmire of ignorance. It is in this light that the Department of Education encourages every teacher to be true-blooded reading teacher because reading is regarded as the most important skill a learner must acquire. Thus, it is very important to intensify the implementation of our school-based reading program. The division's project, I Read and I Care, could help a lot in making our learners to become independent young readers who do not only bark at the friends, but who read with comprehension. As Tommy G. Paula said, reading is important because if you can read, you can learn anything about everything and everything about anything. To all of us in Deep Ed, let us continue educating with a heart. Good day, everyone, and mabuhay!
Result?
Siya makatawa ni mamay, natulog ang wala yung audio.
Mamay? Wala pong sound.
Wait.
In the case of the Philippines, I would like to greet especially World Vision for
Okay, Dan?
Okay na po.
organizing Good Day Good Day advocates, warriors, frontline workers, and all who support and are working towards continuity in education, especially in the case of the Philippines. I would like to greet especially World Vision for organizing this Brigada Pagbasa, which is an offshoot of our Brigada Escuela in relation to our learning continuity program and our efforts to continue the learning process, to continue teaching our learners in spite of the difficulties, the threats, and the challenges of COVID. COVID-19. I would also like to greet personally our partners who support the idea and the conviction that we must continue the learning process in spite of all these difficulties. And of course, I greet the members of the DepEd family who have faithfully stuck through thick and thin and held on to our advocacies, held on to our commitments, and held on to our promises, our commitments to continue the learning process. As an offshoot of the Brigada Escuela, which is very well known to the public and which we engaged in during the opening rites relative to school opening, we have continued to support the idea that even with lockdowns, even with cancellation of classes, even with all the precautions that have to be undertaken because of the of COVID-19, we have to continue the process of education. And so I congratulate with all my heart World Vision for its initiative in forming, in leading, and conceptualizing the idea of Brigada Pagbasa. I understand that Brigada Pagbasa is a mass movement for reading that envisions to bring together experts, change makers, policy makers, and all other stakeholders across all sectors, from international and local agencies and organizations in the public and private sectors, to form collaborations, cooperations, and joint projects among these agencies. Hopefully, this movement will help synergize efforts and resources to address education-related challenges. It will also create opportunities for all of us to work together and to contribute possible solutions to fill up current gaps in education as a consequence of the pandemic. And so we hope and we pray that this convergence, this movement will be successful, and we want to ensure uninterrupted education. It's good to hear voices from those who believe along with the department and who support the idea and the advocacy that learning must continue. So thank you for your initiatives, and this is also consistent with the mandate of the Department of Education. This event, as I know, and as I have been briefed, also aims to provide a platform for the sharing of good practices. We need good news. We need success. We need hope. We need to bolster our belief that there is good in continuing education in spite of difficulties. And so we are for promoting literacy building activities in various settings. I cannot imagine the kind of world we will be creating for our learners if they are deprived of the opportunity to learn how to read. I cannot imagine the darkness that we will be pushing them into, that will be leaving them as our legacy, a legacy of darkness, a legacy of ignorance, a legacy of incapacity to read. And so thank you, World Vision, for Brigada Pagbasa. Thank you, partners, for supporting our efforts at continuity in education. Thank you for the DepEd family for remaining faithful
May idiot
to our
card siya.
mandate, to the instructions of the
Kasi idiot card.
Constitution. And thank you
Yung mata
everyone
niya.
for staying with us,
May idiot
for
card siya
holding our
sa harapan.
hand, for marching and walking with us together for continuity and education, particularly in reading. Good day, everyone.
Alright, thank you so much. That's our DepEd Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtoles Briones. To give us another message this morning is our Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, External Partnership, and Project Management Service. Let's all hear the message from Undersecretary Tonisito MC Umali ASQ CESO 2.
Our partnership champion. But before I give him to you, let me first introduce him. So our speaker passed the California bar examinations on February 2004, took oath and admitted to practice law, and as a member of the California State Bar on June 1, 2004. Admitted to practice federal law in the United States Federal Court, Eastern, Southern, and Central District of California. Admitted as member of the American Bar Association in 2004. Finished Bachelor of Science in Legal Management at the Ateneo de Manila University and completed Juris Doctor degree at the Ateneo Law School. Conferred a doctorate degree in Public Administration and honoris causa by the Polytechnic University of the Philippines on April 15, 2015. Featured by the Philippine Star as one of the most accomplished and notable Filipinos who best represent the state of the Filipino today. He is a former part-time lecturer at the graduate program of the University of the Philippines National College of Public Administration and Governance, or UPNC-PAG, and the Polytechnic University of the Philippines Master in Educational Management and Doctoral Education Management. Presently, he is the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, External Partnerships, and Project Management Service of the Department of Education. Friends, please help me welcome our very supportive and hardworking Undersecretary, Tonisito MC Umali, Esquire. Yusek, magandang hapon.
Kailangan ano yan, ibulgar. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you know.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo, Sir Jomel, at sa lahat ng mga nasa programa po natin ngayon. Salamat po doon sa napakagandang pagpapakilala. We really appreciate that. Alam po ninyo, the other day, that should be the last report that we will receive from our Office of the Secretary through our Chief of Staff, Undersecretary Nepo Malaluan. Yung report po kung nasaan na po tayo in terms of number of enrollees for school year 2021 to 2022. At yung huling numero po na nakuha po namin the other day ay nalampasan na po natin ng 7% yung numero na mayroon po tayo noong school year 2020 to 2021. Mayroon na po tayong humigit kumulang 28,200, I'm sorry, 28,219,623 public and private basic education enrollees. Sa numero pong yan, halos nasa 2 milyon po ang nagpatala sa pampribadong paaralan. The rest, so humigit kumulang 26.1 million sa sistema ng pampublikong paaralan. Pagdating po nitong pasukang 2021-2022, yung ating pong inaasahang hamon ng itong lahat ng mga mag-aaral na nagpatala na ito, lalong-lalo na sa ating pong mga pampublikong paaralan, ay pareho rin po ang hamon na kakarahapin nitong nakaraang taon. Napakahirap po ngayon ng ating pinagdadaanan. Wala pong may gusto nito, bagamat naaprubahan na po ang mungkahi ng ating kalihim, Leonor Magtolis Briones, na magkaroon ng pilot testing ng face-to-face sa mahigit 100 paaralan lamang po yan, pampubliko, and then another more or less 20 schools for private schools. Napakaliit po niya. At yan po ay hindi natin alam kung gaano kaliit ang porsyento na yan compared to more than 60,000 both public and private basic education schools nationwide. Ngunit maski ito na po yung ating gagawin para malaman natin ang ating kakaharapin pag nagkaroon na talaga ng full face-to-face learning modality. Ngayon wala pa, inuulit ko po, mahigit sa 100 paaralan lamang po ang gagawin itong pilot testing na ito. Pampubliko, another more or less 20 schools for private schools po natin. Ay ito pa rin sitwasyon natin ngayon talaga ay blended learning, distance learning modality. At talaga pong hirap na hirap ang ating mga mag-aaral na matuto dahil lalo na kung wala po silang gadgets o may gadget po sila, wala naman po silang internet connectivity, may gadget po sila, merong internet connectivity pero very erratic, hindi naman po maganda, meron pong posibleng internet connectivity at may gadget, ngunit wala naman pong pangbayad sa load, lahat po yan babagsak sa reliance on printed self-learning modules. At kapag ganyan, at may very minimal ang intervention ng ating mga teachers, hanggat kaya, tatawagan, maski kung printed module, hindi kayang mag-join sa mga platforms katulad po ng ginagawa po natin ngayon para magkaroon ng synchronous learning, sabay-sabay na mag-aaral, makita ng guro, kung ano ang nangyayari sa bata, makita niya yung reaction kung natututo o hindi. Yung nag-iisa ang bata, lalo na sa early grade levels. At kung siya po ay medyo hindi pa gaanong mahusay magbasa, talaga pong yung hamon para matuto at maunawaan ng lahat ng modules natin ay talaga pong napakatindit, napakahirap. Kung kaya ito pong programa po nating Brigada Pagbasa ay talaga naman pong kailangan natin ngayon. Ang atin pong kagawaran ng edukasyon, marami na po silang after-school reading programs. We have issued several DepEd orders mandating the conduct of remediation classes, which means that immediately after the teacher sensing that the learner cannot understand, cannot cope with the learner, there should be immediate remediation classes being held. Kung hindi man sa parehong araw na nangyari yung nakita niya kung online learning yan, kung hindi, kailangan may programa talaga na makahabol po sila. Ngunit hindi po ganoon kadali yun. Paano po gagawin ng isang guro kung mayroon po siyang mahigit 30, 40 na mag-aaral, tututukan niya bawat isa, lalong-lalo na po kung medyo struggling reader na po ito. Yung ating pong bawat bata bumabasa na program ng ating curriculum and instruction strand, existing after-school reading programs, focus mainly on how our teachers will do this after-school reading program. Talaga pong napakahalaga po niyan. Ngunit hindi po namin kakayanin ito na mag-isa. Lalong-lalo na nga po kung ang aming aasahan lamang ay ang aming mga guro. Napakahirap po niyan. Pag sinabing struggling learners, halos dapat ang ibig sabihin niyan, 1:1, 1:2, talagang dapat may pagtutok. At dyan papasok po ang konsepto ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating mga partners, pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga organisasyon katulad ng World Vision, para magkaroon po tayo ng mga tinatawag na community learning facilitators, mga volunteers, Brigada Pagbasa volunteers. Napakahalaga para po talaga masiguro na ang lahat ng bata ay bumabasa at lahat ng bata ay nauunawaan ang kanilang binabasa. Hindi po natin nais.
In its quest to be competitive in the global arena, concerted effort has been made to address resource shortages, promote inclusive education, learning in basic education, and strengthen the system of support of the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent will ensure that every aspect of the program is carefully and diligently managed, monitored, and evaluated. Moreover, the online systems such as the enhanced delivery of distance instruction in education for curriculum, instruction and assessment, or ADCIA, electronically delivered digitized indicator for effective performance system, or ADPMS. Online backup system and online leave system will guarantee a more efficient monitoring and evaluation system.
protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education, the Department of Education, Division of Lanao del Norte, through the leadership of the Schools Division Superintendent, Edelberto L. Oplinaria, CESO 5, strengthens schools and learning centers' capacity through the Schools Governance and Operations Division to create a conducive environment for the teaching-learning process, provide for the holistic development of learners, and ensure their readiness to learn. Through the effort and the technical assistance given by the School Governance and Operations Division personnel, headed by the Chief Education Supervisor, Dr. implementing school, regional level, medium school category. First place, Galama Central Elementary School, through the leadership of the school principal, Dr. Ellen O. De Guzman, and School Brigada Escuela Coordinator, Cherelle C. Taro. Large school category, second place, Baroy Central Elementary School, through the leadership of the school principal, Dr. Raquel J. Cabusas, and School Brigada Escuela Coordinator, Janice Faith Caicedo Dayon. Mega School category, third place, Maranding Central Elementary School, through the leadership of Dr. Mary Grace B. Yap and School Brigada Escuela Coordinator, Mary Ella L. Coco.
The education of the youth in the entire province is the concern of everyone here in the division of Lanao del Norte. The successful collaboration of all is essential, ensuring that our children go to school and are provided with free, liberating, and quality education.
can stop us from delivering instruction amid the pandemic. As Schools Division Superintendent of Lanao del Norte, I would like to express my wholehearted gratitude to the teachers, parents, and everyone involved in this endeavor.
Salamat sa tanang mga moderator na nag-assist atong mga bata. Thank you and goodbye and mabuhay.
Provide quality education, functional skills, training, and expertise to the populace to ensure the people's desirability and functionality in the community. LGU Kauswagan has established a strong partnership with the DepEd schools, to be specific, with Marcela T. Mabanda National High School, with the public elementary schools, TESTA, and ALS in improving inclusive literacy. In the light of COVID-19 public health emergency, the Department of Education has implemented distance learning modalities to ensure that all learners still have access to quality education, but also ensuring the health and safety of all DepEd personnel and learners and the general public. This is pursuant to the DepEd Order 0120/2020 or the adoption of Basic Learning Continuity Plan for school year 2020 to 2021.
We provided tablets to all the students. We decided to do that. We know that it's very expensive, but in the long run, we can save a lot of money. Kasi nakikita ko na if we have to do it through Rizzo, we have to spend like every quarter, we have to spend like 1.5 million for Rizzo machine, for the ink, for the paper, and then nadudurog lang, nawawala. So for us, I think much wiser to provide tablet for every student we have. So one tablet for one tablet.
The brilliant minds and generous hearts of LGU officials, headed by the very active and supportive Municipal Mayor, Honorable Romel C. Arnado, has responded actively to immediate need of time, and that is the provision of tablets in every public school in Kauswagan.
The unprecedented closure of schools and the sudden shift in the educational landscape prompted educational leaders to implement distance learning modalities suited to the varied capabilities of schools, teachers, and learners. The decision as to which modality a school should implement had to be made according to numerous considerations, such as availability of funds, specifically for the printing of self-learning modules, for the purchase of equipment and gadgets, and for internet connection. This was challenging because schools had to contend with adjusting the delivery of instruction according to the resources, materials, and tools the school, teachers, and parents have. When schools has funding support, most parents cannot afford to purchase equipment and gadgets for their learners. Partnering with key stakeholders became the best solution to the challenges at hand. Hence, the school administrators in the district of Kauswagan sought the assistance of Municipal Mayor Romel C. Arnado for the provision of the most appropriate instructional materials for the 6,000 learners in the entire municipality. Realizing the huge budget to be allocated and the printing of self-learning modules, the leadership of Kauswagan Lanao del Norte appropriated a budget for the purchase of tablets for every learner to provide them equal opportunity to learn. The tablets contain soft copies of the self-learning modules and activity sheets, e-books, video lessons, and other learning materials. With these tablets, the learners can now learn better because they can already explore and use varied sets of digitized materials which are found to be more effective and distance learning modalities. The interactive learning materials are exciting for both teachers and learners. As a school's division superintendent and the division of Lanao del Norte, please allow me to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to the entire local government unit of Kauswagan, headed by Mayor Romel C. Arnado, for this initiative. Let me also thank the school heads, teachers, and parents for strongly collaborating to ensure that education continues amidst the pandemic. Indeed, it takes a village to educate a child. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking an extra mile to help our school-aged children.
Tablets can also be used by students to get updated with the latest information since the LGU of Volkswagen has installed a free Wi-Fi or internet connection in the whole municipality. And with this, it surely lightens the burdens of our students in doing research related to their lessons and performance tasks. They become more creative and motivated in their studies.
Para sa ako, isip usa ka pupil, angay ra ko sa paggamit sa tablet kay dali ra gamiton ug madala-dala bisan asa. Ganahan sad ko kay naay mga video lessons nga makatabang nako aron mas masabtan nako ang among lessons. Og nakabalo ko unsaon paggamit sa tablet. Og nag-enjoy ko mag-study gamit ang tablet. Daghang salamat di ay sa among Mayor Mel Arnado sa paghatag sa tablet para sa among pag-eskwela. Taos-puso pa ako nagpapasalamat sa LGU Kauswagan at sa ating butihing mayor na si Romel C. Arnado sa pagbigay ng tablet para po sa amin. Nang sa ganon, mapadali po ang aming mga pag-aaral. Pwede rin po itong gamitin sa pag-research at pag-download ng mga educational videos. Nang sa ganon, mas maiintindihan po namin ang aming mga aralin.
Itong tablet na ito ay may napakalaking naitulong sa mga buhay namin ngayon because this made our life more easier, hassle-free, and also COVID-free because we don't need to go to school anymore. Our teachers just need to upload the module files and our lessons in the tablet. Kahit na hindi kami nag-face-to-face ay parang nag-face-to-face na rin kami dahil sa 4G device na bigay sa amin ng SK Libertad na pinangungunahan ni SK Chairman Randy Almentar.
Our objectives are first, to have an efficient and quality of education. Second, to uplift the eagerness of the students to actively participate on their modular classes. And the last one is to minimize the lack of learning materials that hinder students to go to class. What are those educational learning materials that we provide? First, provide papers. Second, ballpen and customized face mask. And the last one is USB OPG.
More than that, providing tablets for the learners lightens the workloads of the teachers in printing and producing bulk of learning modules. Thus, teachers have sufficient time for checking students' outputs, in making regular follow-up of students' learning progress, and in conducting home visitations to students with insignificant learning progress.
A brighter future starts with proper health nurture. Jacob M. Pasilan, a grade 2 learner of Purok 14, Poblacion, Kapatagan, Lanao del Norte, dreams of becoming a doctor someday. But how will he achieve his dream if he is in this difficulty? Malnutrition is not only experienced by Jacob, but as well as by thousands of children nationwide. Recognizing this, the Department of Education, in partnership with the Department of Health, launched the school-based feeding last 2018 through Republic Act 11037 or the Masustansyang Pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act. Implementation of this program has faced many challenges brought by the pandemic. However, several initiatives were undertaken in order to continue the feeding program amid pandemic. Great things are never done by one person. They are done by a team of people. Kapatagan East Central School with the school ID number 126993 under the leadership of Mrs. Grace M. Deloria, the school principal proudly presents the 2020-2021 school-based feeding program implementation and best practices. IECS is an educational institution committed in delivering quality education amid pandemic. Hence, in the pre-implementation phase, collaboration and teamwork is essential in order to be ready for the implementation of this program.
The school closure brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted our school children, especially those coming from the vulnerable and marginalized families. Majority of these children have been categorized as either malnourished or undernourished, which condition is considered contributory to learning disabilities and high dropout rates. As a response to the far-reaching consequences of undernutrition among learners to ensure continued access to learning as well as to prevent upsurge in dropout rates, the Division of Learning is one with the Department of Education and strongly carrying out the government's sustainable development goal of providing all school-age children equal and equitable access to education and whatever means. DepEd's school-based feeding program that aims to improve the learner's nutritional status is one of the strongest programs that has greatly contributed in developing better learning and in preventing dropouts among the learners. As school division superintendent, I am very proud that the personnel from the school government and operations division, the school heads and stakeholders have been actively involved in making sure that the school-based feeding program is effectively and efficiently implemented in the entire province. This is to guarantee that this leadership is steadfast in pushing harder to put the best interest of our learners first, so that each and every recipient is served well and is properly monitored.
The following activities were conducted in order to prepare for the implementation. First, Division SBFP orientation. We are all in a situation that we need to rise above its existence. With this, the government have again instigated its SBFP for the school year 2020-2021 to address the malnutrition of the school children and to safeguard its health against COVID-19. In response of the government's program, the Division of Llano del Norte had conducted the SBFP orientation of all school feeding coordinator and school heads. Second, identification of SBFP beneficiaries. The school feeding coordinator acted immediately and identified the SBFP feeding beneficiaries with the help of the class advisors. The classroom advisors utilized the previous record of the feeding beneficiaries for face-to-face is a no for this time. The school feeding coordinator had then consolidated the data gathered. Third, SBFP orientation. All means of communication to connect with the feeding beneficiaries were letters, call and text, and even posted in the social media. Fourth, community linkages. Coordination between Barangay Education Committee Counselor and the midwife for monitoring midline and endline nutritional status. Sharing the responsibility with our partners is a key to lighten the task. The feeding coordinator together with the school principal have conducted a meeting with the Barangay EdCom counselor and the Barangay midwife for the smooth sailing of the implementation of the SBFP. Facilitating the weighing and measuring of the height of the beneficiaries will be done by the assigned barangay health worker in every purok, as well as in the monitoring of the improvement of the height and weight of the beneficiaries. Getting involved for the success in everything is of prime importance of the father of the municipality, the very supportive Honorable Barrio Y. Baguio. So, the feeding coordinator and the school principal had no difficulty in getting a support from him. An L300 Mitsubishi van is donated and serves as a transport vehicle for the veggies on the go, an innovation of the school to supplement the SBFP. Fifth, creation of the SBFP core group, headed by the school principal and the SBFP coordinator, together the teacher volunteers and some parents of the beneficiary. This group is tasked to plan and prepare the necessary documents and help facilitate the successful implementation. 6. The creation of SBFP Parent Brigade. A group composing of 5 members in every purok was organized in order to help the distribution of the Nutriban and Carabao's milk.
Isip usa ka committee chair on education, ako usa gayod nga nag-help nga motabang sa pagmonitor sa mga kabataan pinaagi sa mga parent brigade, especially pod sa ato ang mga purok president para magtabang og monitor sa mga kabataan. Sayang sad nga kaning ato ang pandemic karon nga ato mga kabataan dili kaani sa ilang tulungan, kami ang nag-monitor kanila.
Despite the pandemic that we are facing right now, is that the program helps a lot to the feeding beneficiaries to address hunger and encourage the beneficiaries to contribute to the improvement of their nutritional values, provide nourishment for their growth and development, and help boost their immune system and improve their health and nutrition values. The SBF was implemented in the line of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan in strict compliance with the DepEd's required health standards. The school complied with the minimum health requirements against COVID-19, like the wearing of face mask, face shield, hand washing, and observing physical distancing. In the implementation phase, the following procedures are observed. First, following the food safety standards in compliance with the DepEd policies on food safety in schools. The dry goods are stored in the dry area and the perishable goods in the cold storage area. Expiration dates are strictly observed. Feeding activities commence as soon as the stocks are received from the suppliers. Second, commodities are received by the SBF coordinator and the nurse. Inspectorate team of the school shall inspect and check if the commodities are good and ready for consumption. For the successful delivery of commodities, the school applied the following practices. The Pahatid program, the SBFP coordinator shall deliver the commodities to the house of the Purok president using the Mitsubishi L300 van. Members of the parent brigade living in the said Purok will distribute the Nutriban and Carabao's milk to houses of the beneficiaries. Health conditions and inappropriate dietary choices are some of the reasons behind this. Hence, the mobile veggies on the go was created in partnership with the Gulayan sa Paaralan as an innovation and as a supplemental feeding. Mobile veggies on the go feeds 250 feeding beneficiaries by Purok within the poblacion and the adjacent barangays. The vegetable harvested from the Gulayan sa Paaralan were utilized. Parents of the feeding beneficiaries, with the help of the members of the SBFP core group, cooked the vegetables. The cooked vegetables are delivered by the SBFP coordinator to the house of the Purok president using the Mitsubishi L300 van. Distribution of the cooked vegetables were done by the members of the parent brigade assigned and facilitated by the Purok president every Tuesday and Thursday of the week from February 16, 2021 to April 22, 2021.
As the school principal of Kapatagan East Central School, I am happy and feel privileged that our school was selected as one of the recipients of the school feeding program. Despite the pandemic, school feeding program continues. With our school feeding coordinator, innovative ways were made in order to implement the said program successfully. To the local government unit of Kapatagan, headed by Mayor Barry Y. Baguio, to help us provide the vehicle to be used in the distribution of Notiban and fresh milk. To the Barangay Council of Poblacion Kapatagan, headed by Honorable Bessie Y.W., represented by Councilor Cheryl P. Villamar, who extended support in the monitoring of the program. To all the personnel in the division, and to our division nurse, Ma'am Million B. Wastumban, for the technical assistance given to us. Also, to all the teachers who helped in the implementation of this school feeding program. To all the parents who've been with us and helped facilitate during the feeding schedules and who abide properly health protocols. To everyone who have been part of the success and in one way or another helped make this program realized. Thank you so much. Mabuhay ang Kabataang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang DepEd. Mabuhay ang Division of Lanao del Norte.
These initiatives were made possible because of our aspiration to deliver the best education for our children. May our slogan, Educating with the Heart, reverberate amongst us as we continue to lighten our children's path towards a better future.
Alright, so okay pa ba kayo mga sir? Alright, so those are the accomplishments, and we have witnessed how the Division of Lanao del Norte successfully overcame the challenges. Indeed, we are moving towards the right direction. Alright, to give us the overview of the Brigada Pagbasa program, please help me welcome Sir Jumel P. Hitonso, the Education Technical Program Manager of World Vision Philippines. Sir?
Hello everyone. Good morning. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Audible po.
Okay, sige. So before I think I sent the video presentation, but before that, please allow me to take this privilege to greet, of course, our DepEd Lanao del Norte family and our stakeholders with the leadership of our very hardworking SDS, Dr. Edelberto E. Oplenaria, and to the Chief Education Program Supervisor, Dr. Maria Carmela Ablin, and of course to our dear Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, and to our supportive Undersecretary for External Partnership Service, Undersecretary Tonisito Omali, who really worked hand in hand with World Vision to really establish Brigada Pagbasa as a platform for our partners to come together to synergize our efforts in order to deepen our impact in addressing literacy gaps in the context of partnerships. So with my presentation, that will my hope is that it will help all of our stakeholders who are here this afternoon from the local government unit, from private sectors, and even from our church partners. So this walkthrough will hope to provide an overview on how to implement Brigada Pagbasa in your own context to help reach our most vulnerable learners, especially now that we are in this kind of difficulty brought by the pandemic. So we hope that each partner will identify their niche on how to extend a hand to our learners, most especially to the Department of Education, to ensure that no learner will be left behind. So, sir, with your indulgence, I would like to request your team to kindly play the video presentation I sent, and then I'll be on standby so that if there are questions, I can still address them afterwards. Thank you.
A pleasant day to all, especially to the Department of Education family, community partners, stakeholders, volunteers, parents, and students. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Department of Education and its partners on the successful launch and implementation of the Brigada Pagbasa program throughout the country. Thousands of volunteers have given their time, talents, and treasures to provide hope to children, especially during this time. And we continue to be humbled and surprised by their generosity. My name is Jomel P. Hitonzo, the Brigada Pagbasa Program Director from World Vision Development Foundation. Thank you very much for allowing me to present the Brigada Pagbasa framework and key initiatives with you. I hope that this walkthrough will help you navigate the program and identify potential areas for collaboration among education stakeholders and community partners to strengthen existing literacy development programs in your community so that no learner is left behind, especially now that the educational challenges we face have worsened as a result of the pandemic. World Vision Development Foundation signed a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Education to establish Brigada Pagbasa as an offshoot of Brigada Eskwela through the External Partnership Service. We are grateful to the Department of Education for the honor of being chosen co-lead convener of the program. The signing of the memorandum of agreement was led by no less than our dear Secretary, Leonor Magtolis Briones, together with our partnerships champion, Undersecretary Toncito MC Umali Esquire of DepEd External Partnership Service. Brigada Pagbasa was first launched last September 18, 2019, with over 100 organizations from both private and public institutions signing the commitment wall to show their support. It was then followed by a national launch on November 28, 2019, during Brigada Eskwela National Awards held at PICC, which was attended by DepEd key officials and partners. Ms. Joy Spring, a World Vision Celebrity Ambassador, was also present to grace the occasion. Brigada Pagbasa is a national movement for reading that aims to bring together all education champions and supporters to contribute to nation building by helping all Filipino children enhance their reading skills in the context of partnership. Brigada Pagbasa is a leadership initiative that aims to support existing enrichment and remediation activities to support DepEd's goal to uplift literacy among Filipino learners. It also serves as a social accountability platform that encourages community participation and accountability by ensuring that every member of the community is aware of their role in our children's education. The tagline, Sama-sama, Tulong-tulong, sa pagtataguyod ng kultura sa pagbasa was coined to highlight the importance of promoting reading culture in the community and foster genuine love for reading to help our children become functionally literate. We believe that the difficulty with our children's functional literacy is not merely a cognitive issue. Half of the challenge is cultural. Therefore, raising a generation of children who are committed to learn will require cooperation and participation of the entire community. Brigada Pagbasa program is the partnership's response to Hamon Bawat Bata Bumabasa, or the 3Bs initiative. Consistent with the Brigada Eskwela framework, the Brigada Pagbasa aims to synergize partners' resources to strengthen literacy development interventions in the community. The strengthening of Brigada Pagbasa program is also included in the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan released by DepEd when we shifted to distance learning due to the pandemic. On page 50 of the said document, DepEd encourages all its personnel and partners to come together to intensify the implementation of Brigada Pagbasa program at the school level using multimodal learning approaches. And in June 2021, the Department of Education External Partnership Service released the guidelines on the use of program support funds for building collaboration and linkages for school year 2021 to help improve literacy building support for our children and address literacy gaps in the context of partnership. Brigada Pagbasa follows the Lead a Child framework, which is an acrostic of the key principles we adopted in the program implementation. L is for leveraging partners after-school initiatives, which means we need not to reinvent the wheel and duplicate what DepEd partners are already doing in the community, but rather to identify the gaps and provide support in order to strengthen the impact of DepEd's existing programs. E is for engaging volunteers to facilitate reading sessions in the community. The way Brigada Escuela is implemented, community professionals, LGU officials, parent leaders, youth leaders, and church partners volunteer as learning facilitators to share their time, talents, and treasures to help reach the most vulnerable learners. A is for the adoption of indicators or schools, where we provide partners an opportunity to choose the activities and locations they wish to support in accordance with their expertise, available resources, and organizational mandate. Meanwhile, to ensure that our literacy building support is responsive to the needs of our learners, we work collaboratively with education experts to drive education solutions and innovations using online and offline instructional materials to make learning more meaningful and fun for our children. In our pursuit to help ensure that our children will become educated for life, Brigada Pagbasa aims to support DepEd, help children have increased learning outcomes by providing children access to literacy enhancement programs using multimodal learning approaches. To achieve this goal, we have identified two key initiatives. First is to equip parents and community partners to support their children's learning. In collaboration with the Department of Education's Curriculum and Partnerships team, together with the experts from non-governmental organizations and community professionals, we designed a contextualized training program to be provided for the community volunteers and Brigada Pagbasa learning facilitators aligned with the target competencies and needs of the learners. After the training, our trained facilitators will be mobilized to facilitate reading interventions using the modality appropriate for the learners. The planning and preparation for the conduct of reading interventions in the community is led by the school heads. Key details, which includes mapping of learners, volunteer orientation, and development of locally relevant materials, are being discussed to ensure that the program will be implemented successfully. DepEd also specifies the reading remediation materials that will be used for the project rollout, as well as the schedule and duration of the sessions to be provided for the children. Stakeholders from the community are also present during the planning session to identify implementation gaps and logistical support they can provide for the project rollout. To ensure the intentionality of the program, we begin by assessing children's literacy skills and reading readiness using World Vision's Functional Literacy Tool, or FLAT, to identify the specific enrichment activities that will be provided for our children. Partners are also using other assessment tools prescribed by the Department of Education. Prior to the conduct of literacy enrichment activity, pre-test and post-test is conducted to determine learners' progress as they go about the reading program. In the course of program implementation, we conduct regular feedback sessions and monitoring activities with our partners and reading facilitators to identify implementation gaps and action steps to address the challenges. Meanwhile, DepEd holds monthly program monitoring conferences at the regional and division levels to facilitate discussion of best practices that can be replicated in other areas. The number of sessions we implement varies from context to context. Most communities implement the program whole year round to ensure that learners are ready to transition to the next grade level, while others run it for a minimum of 15 sessions depending on the learner's needs. The modality depends on the community protocol being implemented in the community and learners' access to learning modality. World Vision's Brigada Pagbasa team collaborates closely with DepEd's curriculum and instruction team at different levels in designing the teachers training program that will be used for the community building and capacity building activities of our partners and learning facilitators. Topics include teaching beginning reading using Marongko and Fuller approach, use of World Vision's Functional Literacy Assessment Tool or FLAT, use of Bloom software in developing locally relevant materials, and strategies in teaching remedial reading. The topics are being selected based on the needs of the learners and target competencies to help address literacy challenges faced by our learners. Our partners support the program based on the competencies and availability of resources. Some partners composed of community professionals, teacher applicants, education graduates, LGU officials including Sangguniang Kabataan officers, and GPTA officers sign up as volunteer tutors while others are donating books for the community-based reading sessions. Others provide mobilization support for our volunteers such as transportation, communication allowances, and facilitators kit for our volunteers. For proper documentation, the screening and call of volunteers for Brigada Pagbasa volunteers is usually made at the national and division levels. The DepEd Partnerships focal person will then endorse the volunteers to the division office once they have been confirmed. Prior to the engagement, volunteers must attend a child protection and safeguarding management policy orientation, which is normally led by the school principal with the support of an NGO partner, to ensure that volunteers are aware of the child safety protocols that must be followed and that children are protected while the project is being implemented. We have also uploaded this file on Google Drive for partners replication on the use of child protection protocols for our partners to replicate. We also partner with academic institutions where we mobilize NSTP students to provide tutorial activities using multimodal learning approaches. With this, we will not run out of options for those who would like to support the cause. I also would like to share some of the pictures during program rollout to give you an idea how our partners are doing Brigada Pagbasa in the community. This image shows a mobile library that was used to bring books to the children. The LGU lent the tricycle, while PTA and NGO partners donated the storybooks. The mobile library visits the neighborhood and is stationed in each area for the entire day to allow our students to read. And because children are not permitted to leave their homes due to health protocols, DepEd teachers and Brigada Pagbasa learning facilitators assist parents and caregivers in selecting grade level appropriate storybooks for their children. As shown in the slides, other student leaders are also assisting in the facilitation of reading sessions for their siblings inside their home, while others are reading on their own. Other partners are also using instructional tablets donated by the local government units in the conduct of reading enrichment sessions for the children. Offline learning resources are also installed in the device and lent to the students during the session and will be collected afterwards to give other learners opportunity to use the tablet. Learning materials and training resources developed by Brigada Pagbasa team were uploaded to the Brigada Pagbasa Drive, the link shown on the screen, to support our partners' implementation of Brigada Pagbasa. Although all of the items on the drive are open source, we do ask that the branding be preserved if partners choose to replicate them. To check on our partners, how our partners are implementing the initiative, you can follow us on Facebook at Sama sa Brigada Pagbasa, and we also encourage you to tag us or share the link to your post on our Facebook page so that our partners can also learn about the good practices they can adopt in their respective communities. In addition, the Department of Education and World Vision created an official project ID to be utilized in the program's implementation. I would like to emphasize that this is a DepEd approved project ID that cannot be changed. We've included a space in the ID for partners to add their logo. In addition, the official file was posted on the Brigada Pagbasa Google Drive. The materials provided for our Brigada Pagbasa facilitators, given by our partners and donors, contains reading remediation modules, big books for storytelling, writing supplies, and hygiene kits. The composition of the kits is determined by the community's available resources. The funds used for the procurement of these kits are usually provided by the LGU partners, corporate and individual donors to augment school resources for program implementation. In partnership with PCI Tech, the Brigada Pagbasa Unlock Literacy Reading Remediation Module for English and Filipino was developed for the conduct of Brigada Pagbasa rollout within World Vision covered communities. However, partners who wish to purchase the Brigada Pagbasa Unlock Literacy Reading Remediation modules as well as the storybook bundle may reach us so that we can connect you to the suppliers of the literacy resources indicated above. LGU partners may also provide uniforms for Brigada Pagbasa learning facilitators if funds allow. You may check the design of the bag, shirt, and worksheets and a copy of Marongko-based learning materials on the Brigada Pagbasa Google Drive using the link shown in the previous slide. On the screen, you will also see the school-level training for the volunteers led by the school heads, as well as the preparation of reading materials developed for the project rollout. For the accomplishment of Brigada Pagbasa, we owe our deepest gratitude to our DepEd family and partners. Through our concerted efforts, we were able to train 2,906 teachers in beginning reading and remedial reading this year alone. And these trained teachers have utilized the skills they learned to train 48,801 parents and community volunteers to serve as Brigada learning facilitators. The training we provided on developing teaching learning materials resulted in the creation of 3,415 locally relevant materials, including mother tongue storybooks and workbooks. To date, more than 140,000 children have already benefited from Brigada Pagbasa reading enrichment sessions. To end, I would like to encourage everyone to support the program and do their part in educating our children. To sustain the gains and bridge the gap as we embark on the second year of emergency remote learning, every member of the community must be equipped to support and perform their role in effectively educating our children. I would like to emphasize that Brigada Pagbasa is not just a program. It is everyone's legacy in helping our Filipino children achieve their dream to become our nation's hope. Truly, many things can be achieved when we do things together. I believe that all of these efforts are worth investing on as we are sowing seeds of excellent values in the minds and hearts of our children. Tandaan po natin na ang mga batang marunong bumasa ay malaya. Malayang mangarap, malayang paunlarin ang kanilang mga sarili, at malayang tuparin ang kanilang mga pangarap na maging pag-asa ng bayan. Muli, nais ko pong imbitahan ang lahat at tayo ay
Maraming salamat po, Sir Jomel P. Hitonso. Ayun.
Welcome, sir.
Sir, do you have anything more to add?
Yes, I think parang I'd like to encourage everyone. As mentioned a while ago, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So what alam ko with DepEd Lanao del Norte, there are a lot of after school reading interventions going on. So our team, especially I'd like also to acknowledge my colleague, no, Robert Carlo Cahipo, our education technical program specialist in Mindanao. So actually he is very active, no, in terms of providing support to our DepEd partners in the whole of Mindanao, no, yung mga covered area namin diyan, especially for training. I think October yata yun, no? Sir Kaloy, no? That we had our unlock literacy training for Brigada Pagbasa in DepEd del Norte. So, yun lang. We encourage everyone to just continue whatever you're doing, and then if you need support, technical support when it comes to mobilizing your partners, no, World Vision will always be there to assist, no, in any way we can. So marami pong salamat for Lanao del Norte family, no, sa ating mga DepEd officials, stakeholders and partners for your continued support. So I pray, no, that through these concerted efforts we'll be able to reach, no, all our learners to ensure that no learner will be left behind. Sir, maraming salamat. God bless you. Have a great day, everyone.
Salamat po, Sir Jomel, sa napakagandang assurance po na ibinigay ninyo sa DepEd Lanao del Norte, and maraming salamat din po sa mga accomplishment na nagawa ng World Vision. Alam natin yung World Vision ay talagang solid partner ng DepEd. Nakita natin yung mga tulong nila mula ng Marawi Seeds at magpatuloy pa hanggang sa hinaharap po.
Sir, by the way, I will paste dito sa chat box natin yung link ng mga materials kasi may mga nag-chat, no, asking for the materials. I will post it here sa chat box. So, pakisundan na lang, and then so you can access yung mga materials that we've uploaded to the Google Drive. Thank you. God bless everyone.
Okay, sir. Maraming salamat po. So, please check your chat box for the link, no, doon sa mga materials na binabanggit po ni Sir Jomel. Alright, so maraming salamat. So, time check now, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. So 1 minute past the hour of 11, and okay, malapit na talaga tayo sa peak ng ating forum this morning. But this time we'll be hearing some of the best practices of the Brigada Eskwela program in our division. Here with us now is Ma'am Amy Mutia, elementary school teacher of Magpataw ES, regarding the best practice of the school in the implementation of the Brigada Pagbasa program. Ma'am? Ma'am Amy?
Hindi pa siya ready, si Kuan na lang, si Ma'am Anisa.
Okay, so while waiting for Ma'am Ami, patawagin muna natin yung ating pangalawang presenter, the school head of the Lanao Norte Comprehensive High School, the school principal 3, Dr. Anisa A. Sinal, for the best practice for the implementation of Brigada Pagbasa program. Ma'am Sinal?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Hello.
Ma'am, you're loud and clear po.
So, to our school's division superintendent, Adalberto L. Opinaria, CISO 5. To our assistant school's division superintendent, Rosemary T. Masisar. And to our SGOD, Maria Carmela T. Ablen, and to our CID Chief, Maria Eva S. Idon, to all the education program supervisors, PSDS, secondary and elementary school heads, and all other stakeholders, good morning, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is an honor to present to you the best practices of Lanao Norte National Comprehensive High School on our program on Brigada Pagbasa. And in behalf of the teaching and non-teaching personnel of our school, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our partners, because our journey on Brigada Pagbasa is a bayanihan effort of the parents, teachers, PTA, and all other stakeholders like the barangay officials, the LGU, men in uniform, and also the provincial government. So, I hope that you will enjoy and learn something on our video presentation of our journey on Brigada Pagbasa. May I request Ma'am Mai to play our video?
Sila yan.
As the leading high school institution in the province of Llano del Norte, National Comprehensive High School, or LNNCHS, continues its mission of consistently delivering quality education to learners. In response to DepEd's continuing mandate, LNNCHS answered to the call through its innovative mobile library and mobile reading program, the only one of its kind in Llano del Norte. With its aim of uplifting the reading proficiency of learners, this program has reached out and will continue to do so to specific barangays where frustrated double students reside. In this time of pandemic, the program's burning desire of enhancing students' literacy is all the more evident, and teachers are taking actions to realize the program's noble goal. With its reading teachers who have books in tow, students are given access to various reading materials, igniting their interest to get into the fun world of reading, and more importantly, giving aids and interventions to learners who struggle at reading. The mobile library was launched last November 16, 2021. Using the school's PTA-given vehicle, reading teachers visited Santo Niño Village where 10 identified frustration level students live. With solid coordination and active cooperation with their reading teachers, the class advisor of the said students laid out reading intervention plans. Prior to the visit, the mobile library coordinator Claire Balucan communicated with barangay officials, students and parents, making sure that the minimum health protocols are observed during the entire duration of the activity for everyone's safety. The learners were provided with face masks and face shields upon registration, as well as ballpens and nutritious snacks. During the visit, students read chosen materials and go through reading comprehension activities. Reading teachers also have one-on-one instruction with them and give them fun reading activities. Afterwards, students are then encouraged to pick reading materials of their choice and read them at their own pace. They are allowed to borrow books and other reading materials which have to be returned at the end of the activity. Students who are identified to be needing further intervention are scheduled to visit the school's reading clinic to have the needed reading sessions specifically designed towards the enhancement of their reading literacy. The first mobile reading session at Santo Niño Village, Baroy, Llano del Norte. The second mobile library and mobile reading session was in Poblacion, Baroy, Llano del Norte last November 22, 2021. 15 grade 7
that
Move closer, move closer.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you for watching.
All right, thank you very much, Ma'am Anisa, the School Principal 3 of Lanao Norte National Comprehensive High School. Okay, so very successful po ang ating mobile library ng Baroy. Ayan, nakikita ko yan malapit sa amin. All right, now to present to us the accomplishment of, or rather, the best practice of Magpataw Elementary School. Of course, this is headed by the school principal, Ma'am, Ma'am Jocelyn Espanueva, and the coordinator or the reading coordinator of the Lal North District, Ma'am Yerosha Macapobre. So this is made possible through the leadership of the school head and of course the reading coordinator of Lala North. So again, we'd like to call Ma'am Aimee Mutia for the presentation of the best practice of Magpataw Elementary School. Nandito na po ba si Ma'am Aimee?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Can I be heard already?
Yes, ma'am. You're heard.
Hey, good day, everyone. Teacher Aimee from India, reading coordinator of School North. Amid challenges of the global pandemic, our deputy remains in their adherence to save and mold the youth. But along the way of the implementation of the learning continuity, one of the problems encountered is the poor reading performances of our learners. And we are thankful that our Department of Education is initiating Brigada Pagbasa under Brigada Eskwela, based on the Deputy Order number 48, Series 2021. Our main goal is to make every learner a reader o bawat bata bumabasa. That's why our school is initiating school programs to address the problem. One, Read Write With Me program. This is a one-on-one correspondence between a teacher and a learner. And of course, the stakeholder who helps and a learner. This is intended for the beginning reading and of course the remedial reading. The second school reading program stands for Holistic Approach and Application. This is to promote the interest and love for reading. The activities of this reading program is divided into 6 categories. These are: 1. Reading is fun. 2. Reading is learning. 3. Reading is comprehending. 4. Reading is creating and imagining. 5. Reading is bonding. And 6. Reading is mentoring and linkaging. We also have the Project Dear, which is implemented every Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Brigada Pagbasa implementation becomes possible with the help of our very supportive stakeholders. To name, we have the local government unit of Lala, Basta Lala, Lalaban sa Edukasyon. Of course, we have our barangay health unit, barangay government unit, the Sangguniang Kabataan, the school governing council, and of course, the Parents Teachers Association. Okay, I have given already the overview of the content of our video presentation, so sit back and relax and enjoy watching our video. Stay safe and God bless everyone. Ano ko siya?
Delay na. Ma'am, wala pong audio. Paki-share po yung sound ng
Ibalik na ko, sir.
yes, ma'am. Please include the computer sound when sharing the presentation. Paki-appeal ang kwan.
Ako na.
Ma'am, may file po ba kayo, ma'am?
Ako lang.
Sige, ma'am. Ma'am Rasmila will be the one to share na lang po.
School that envisions. Welcome to Magbato Elementary School that envisions bringing together education partners and experts. Introducing Brigada Pagbasa Plan, the school planning committee. Based on the presented individual monitoring plan on the month of September, learners are identified to be monitored. They are dependent learners and grades 2 to 3, mostly parents are outside homes. Grade 1, 52 non-readers. Grade 2, 10 poor readers. Grade 3, 20 slow readers. They belong to insignificant progress. It is said that reading is the key of the doorway to achieve high performance. So a failure in reading can lead to a failure in school. That's why the school is initiating reading programs to address the reading problem. And welcome to the implementation.
Ito ang bagong simula, bagong normal, bagong umagang parating. Ito ang tamang panahon upang maghanda sa bagong hamon at harating. Hindi magbabago ang hanap ng pusong tumulong at ituloy ang ating misyon. Dahil anuman ang sitwasyon, tuloy ang edukasyon.
kamay niya. Okay. Okay, very good. Sige. Good, very good. Dire. Pares. Oh, ate pares ane. Very good.
Right, question number 1. What is the title of the story?
Nina has a beautiful garden. Okay, kapilang sa iyo sa kapilang ko galingan kay very good.
Sa mga ngalan.
Reynald has a beautiful garden.
Okay, this is your garden. Very good.
Very good. Ang sani. Sakto nili. Bato, pili ka o picture. Wow.
Okay, maing hapon. Ako di ay si Konsehal Ilbe ang tudlo nimo sa pagbasa niining haponon. Sige, basa.
Daghang ilang nakuha nga una sa kasoy. Pagkalami aning piso sa kasoy.
Istorya kung ilahang mga gibuhat, angay bato nimo sundon pod kung ikaw na mahitabo sa imuha nga naamo kay prutas, dayon manguha ka, dayon usahon to nimo imong kwarta. Baligya po nimo dayon ang imong kita, imong gumon pod kay para balik o paglamito sa eskwelahan. Okay, very good yun, very good.
Ang
Yam. Asa ka Oh, dito na sa kita kay magbasa. Kaya, ito. Sige, basa na na yan din. Maminaw ko. Yung hapon ka. Meaning project sa Department of Education ang Brigada Pagbasa kung sa iyong nakita nga kaayuhan ni ini.
Nakita restaurant ayo nindot kini nga programa.
Salamat kayo ka.
Una sa tanan may adlaw. Dako kay ikatabang ang Brigada Pagbasa para sa mga bata sa pinaagi sa school reading program, sa Read Write With Me program, Happy Reading project, project there kay naka-cut-on jud ang mga bata sa pagbasa. Lisod kay kung ang ginikanan ra ang magtudlo, kung walay maestra nga mo guide. Daghan kayong salamat sa DepEd o sa mga teachers sa Magpataw Elementary School. Daghan kayong salamat at inyong kanan.
Ay, bali ko mamay.
All right, Mama Amy, are you still there, Mama Amy?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, ma'am. So, okay na po yun? Do you have something to add?
Yes,
in
sir.
the
Thank you so
presentation?
much.
Yes, ma'am.
Mo na to ang answer. Brigada Pagbasa implementation.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Aimee. In behalf of Magpataw Elementary School Teaching Force and the school principal, Ma'am Espanueva. So indeed, no, nakita natin doon sa kanilang best practice. Reading is fun, no? Everyone is involved in the community. Our stakeholders are also engaged in teaching our children. So that was really a good practice that you have implemented. Okay, thank you so much, Lanao del Norte National Comprehensive High School, as well as Magpataw Elementary School for the good practices in implementing Brigada Pagbasa program. And now to give us the menu of investment for Brigada implementation, let us all welcome our Senior Education Program Specialist for Social Mobilization and Networking, Dr. Rasmila M. Cosain.
Hello, sorry kay giubo ko. Good morning. Good morning and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My respect to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Edelberto L. Oplinaria, our assistant schools division superintendent, Ma'am Rosemary Tolod Masisar, the chief of SJUD, our chief, Ma'am Ablin, Maria Carmila T. Ablin, the chief of CID, Ma'am Idon, the stakeholders who are in attendance, our partners, the World Vision, no, Sir Jet, thank you talaga for staying live. To the PSDS, school heads, teachers, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, we would like to thank for your support, especially in the implementation of Brigada Eskwela. So one of the highlights of Brigada Eskwela is the Brigada Pagbasa. So we're done with our Brigada Eskwela, and the next Brigada Eskwela, we need your support, and we want partner with you, no, through the menu of investment of education. First, you can invest in Brigada Pagbasa program. Okay, so first you can invest in Brigada Pagbasa by becoming a volunteer, a volunteer student, a teacher, PTA officers, religious partners, CSOs, NGOs, NGAs, and other individuals to join the Brigada Pagbasa program. You may also partner a program by donating books and reading materials. A place for home learning spaces like tables, chairs, drawers, school supplies. We also encourage you to join online learning by providing technical support equipment like laptop, tablet, iPad, use smartphones, internet load, Wi-Fi modem, printer, band papers, printer, ink. Also, the schools need health essentials like thermal scanner, face mask and face shield, gloves, alcohol dispenser, antibacterial soap, hand sanitizer, liquid hand soap, vitamin C, and other multivitamins in syrup and tablets. Sanitation and cleaning materials. The schools also need brooms, rags, dustpans, detergents, disinfectant sprays, sanitation bath mat and doormat, and school disinfections throughout. Also, repair works and school maintenance by providing paint, paintbrushes, hollow blocks, construction materials, plywood, cement, and GI sheets. The school also has vegetables and food garden, and they need also your support by providing them seed samplings, garden hose sprinkle, garden soil, pots, and garden tools. So if you want to partner with us, please feel free to contact our partnership focal persons, Rasmila Cosain, the Senior Education Program Specialist in Networking and Social Mobilization, with the contact number 0917-158-2918, and Daniel D. Luna, EPS2 of SOCMOB, 0910-22-6027. So thank you for your support. Thank you for all the things that you gave to our schools, no? So we really need the support of our stakeholders. And thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Mai, for presenting to us our needs and also presenting it to our stakeholders so that they can decide what to donate or how they can help in our implementation. Not only Brigada Pagbasa, but all of our programs in DepEd. All right, so we are thanking you in advance for your support for our program. All right, so this is in this juncture we'll be hearing or viewing a message from Jasmine Curtis regarding the implementation of Brigada Pagbasa. Mamay, do you have the video with you?
Yes, Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
And good day to everyone here. Ako po si Jasmine Curtis Smith, World Vision's National Youth Ambassador. Firstly, thank you for giving your time and being part of this wonderful advocacy. It is with an honor that I congratulate the Department of Education's External Partnerships Service Regional Offices and their generous partners on the launch of the Brigada Pagbasa program. As we know, this program aims to increase the country's illiteracy eradication efforts. And with your help, commitment, and uplifting spirits, there will be more people who believe in the children and will assist in their growth and possibilities. We will also be enriching the future of these kids by assisting them in reading, and by encouraging them to do so, we contribute to our nation's development too. So, I invite and encourage all of our education partners to continue supporting World Vision and the Department of Education's implementation of Brigada Pagbasa to ensure that no learner is left behind. Sama-sama, tulong-tulong sa pagtataguyod ng kultura sa pagbasa.
All right, that was Miss Jasmine Curtis on her message on the implementation of Brigada Pagbasa. So, I guess this would be the end of our program this morning, and we'd like to thank everyone for being with us. Again, if you have further questions or any inquiries, just contact us, Ma'am Rasmila Kusain and me, for any concerns regarding the Brigada Eskwela or partnership issues and programs that you would like to include in our in-depth eds program. So, pakicontact lang po kami kung may mga katanungan po kayo paano mag-connect sa Department of Education Division of Lanao del Norte. Again, we would like to thank Sir Jomel P. Hitonso for gracing our activity this morning. Of course, World Vision Philippines is one of our valuable partner in the Department of Education. And we would like to thank also our PSDSS who are here in attendance, and our school heads, teachers, and everyone who are with us this morning. We really thank you for your time, and hopefully we can implement properly all the programs that are in line for this school year. All right, Mamay, do we have any final words for this activity?
Okay, so wala na. Thank you so much, no? Pasensya na, our head, like our chief, Isdias and Isdias, they're not around because they have so many activities. So, maraming salamat.
Na ako
Ay, ma'am.
I'm just
Ma'am,
listening.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning.
Ma'am, basi naka-istorya, ma'am. Please.
Wala na, I'm just listening to your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Chief, for...
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Maraming salamat. Again, yung chinat po ni Sir Jumel, we can download the materials. Paki-check lang po dun sa chat box natin yung link for where we can download the materials from the World Vision. Alright, so maraming salamat po at this ends our activity. Ingat po tayong lahat. Salamat po.
Thank you.